What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing very well. Listen, we've changed colors, so you know what time it is. Means we're doing a different build rotation today. We're going to talk about the Fire Nova build, and if you were just finished watching the Trinity Hailstorm rotations build, then this is going to be actually quite similar. It's going to be quite similar, but there are some key differences to talk about here. So let me look at the talent tree really quick. It's almost set up the exact same, actually, for the Fire Nova build. I'll get to the rotations in a second, but the talents are almost identical, actually. The only one you're really changing is this one, Hailstorm for Fire Nova. So it's about how you do your AoE damage in Mythic Plus that's going to be changing primarily. The single target rotation will almost stay the same, except obviously you're going to be substituting Fire Nova, but you'll still be using Frost Shock in single target. So some important differences there. It's just basically this node right here. Now, having said that, there's one talent you could get rid of here, which is Ice Strike. And if you see, if I unclick it, I'm free to go wherever I want. I could pick up like Deeply Rooted Elements if I wanted to. I could pick up Storm Blast. I could pick up Wind Fury Weapon. There's actually a couple different options there. I'm going to tell you, though, I think you should pick up Ice Strike. I think that this is going to provide you with the most consistent Maelstrom weapon stack generation, in particular in single target, which is where this build will struggle to produce Maelstrom weapon stacks. If you go with something like Deeply Rooted Elements, you could get that big explosion, which mine does about almost 23,000 damage to all nearby enemies. Like, when you're pressing Storm Strike, that's actually a big deal. That's pretty good. And if you have a Lightning Dog up, for example, then that could do even more damage. But I think that what you're going to want to do is grab Ice Strike because it will give you consistent Maelstrom weapon stack generation because of Swirling Currents, right? So, actually, it doesn't even need Swirling Currents. I'm sorry. It just does it on its own. And it also doubles the damage of your Frost Shock. So it's going to help you do more single target damage, and it's guaranteed to give you one stack of Maelstrom weapon. On top of that, your Maelstrom weapon generation will come from pressing Fire Nova. And if you guys haven't played this build since like Shadowlands, then this is a new thing. In Shadowlands, Fire Nova didn't generate Maelstrom weapon stacks, but now it does. And it says each explosion from Fire Nova now grants you one stack of Maelstrom weapon. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. This is really, really important to the build. So if you're on an AoE pack, you press Flame Shock, you spread it around. I don't have any stacks of Maelstrom weapon right now on the top of my... Look it up here. I don't have any stacks. Watch when I press Fire Nova. Boom. I have 5 stacks of Maelstrom weapon from one Fire Nova because it hit all 5 of those targets there. Okay? Really important to understand how that works there. So your Fire Nova now becomes a consistent source of Maelstrom weapon stack generation, which it never has before. Really, really key there. So, yeah, let's get to the rotation itself. The damage profile... Really quickly, if I can find it here. Nope, that's something else. I believe it's back right here we go. So that's my single target damage profile. Talk about that in a second. Here's the AoE one. So it's not going to be you see your Ice Strike and Frost Shock are complete filler spells now. We're not using them. It's not Builder Spender Frost Shock. It's just Builder Spender. And you're using Fire Nova as your big AoE ability. And Fire Nova is a builder. It's a Maelstrom weapon stack builder, okay? You're still going to spend primarily with Chain Lightning now in AoE. So let me do this really slowly for you. Once again, just like the other video, I'm going to do a slow rotation, and then we'll do it more quickly in a second, okay? So very, very similar to the Trinity build. You start out with Wolves. You press Primordial Wave. You press Lava Lash to spread the Flame Shock around. You press Lightning Bolt because you have 10 stacks of Maelstrom weapon built up because of your primal Maelstrom here, right? As soon as you press Primordial Wave, you've got 10 stacks of Maelstrom weapon. So then you consume it with Lightning Bolt. And then you have a really big haste window. And you go, 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 go. And basically what you want to do is you want to consume that first round of Maelstrom weapon stacks with Lightning Bolt and then Fire Nova right away. And it will give you another 5 stacks right away, and you can just Chain Lightning. Okay, so it goes Wolves, okay, Primordial Wave, Lava Lash, Lightning Bolt, Fire Nova, oops, clicked on Fire Nova, into Chain Lightning. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it slow. Wolves, Primordial Wave, Lava Lash, Lightning Bolt, Fire Nova, Chain Lightning. And now I'm going. I'm in my haste window. Go, 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 go. You're going to do a bunch of other stuff. Okay? Same idea as before with the Trinity build. You're tab targeting through the enemies with your Lava Lash to get the Lashing Flames debuff. Very important. Okay? Chain Lightning. I haven't even pressed Ice Strike yet because I don't need to. Again, it's a filler. It's a filler spell in AoE. In single target, it'll be more important. We got a Hot Hand proc. We're going to go. Tab target, Hot Hand, tab target. Sorry, Lava Lash. Tab target, Lava Lash. Our wolves are back. Press wolves. Primordial Wave's back. Here we go. I'm going to go Primordial Wave into a Lightning Bolt, and then a Fire Nova, and then a Chain Lightning. That's how it needs to go. And then you get your big haste window again. Okay. I'm just pressing Ice Strike in order to get my Maelstrom Weapon Stack generation. That's the big part about Ice Strike. Okay. Here's the damage breakdown. Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Flame Shock, Fire Nova. There it is there. Your Chain Lightning's still going to be really huge because it's your biggest spender. Your Lightning Bolt will be really big because, of course, the Primordial Wave makes it cleave. And then Fire Nova is going to be a really big deal as well. Okay, so this is what this is going to look like in terms of your damage breakdown. Now, it's much simpler than the Trinity build in this way because you don't have to worry about pressing Frost Shock as your third part of the build. Builder, Spender, Frost Shock. You don't need that third part. Just Builder, Spender, and you're using Fire Nova primarily to do that. Let me do it really fast with Lust. Okay, so pay attention here. It's going to go really, really quick. Okay? Hold on to your butts. We're going to go Wolves with Lust. Here we go. Primordial Wave, Lava Lash, Lightning Bolt, Fire Nova, Chain Lightning. Got a Hot Hand proc. We're going to go. I'm just going to tab target with Hot Hand. Tag everything. Fire Nova's back. Press it. Wolves are almost back. Press the wolves as soon as they're back. Okay, they're back now. Got another Hot Hand proc. We're going to go. Fire Nova's back. Press it on cooldown. Chain Lightning. Lava Lash. Crash Lightning. Lava Lash. Frost Shock because I'm filling. There we go. Crash Lightning. Lava Lash. Haven't pressed Storm Strike yet because, again, you don't really press Storm Strike. Lava Lash again. Got a Hot Hand window. Hot Hand. Wolves are coming back. Okay. Hot Hand window. Hot Hand window. And wolves are up. And Fire Nova. And Primordial Wave. Lightning Bolt. And go, 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 go again. We got really big haste right now. Big haste window. Hot Hand proc. During Primordial Wave window. It's disgusting. Fire Nova's back. You want to press Fire Nova on cooldown. It does a lot of damage, and it cools down your wolves. Wolves are back. Press the wolves. There we go. That's the basic build there. Okay. Fire Nova. You see, we're above 100k. Sorry about the sub there. We're above 100k the entire time, and we had so many Hot Hand windows. That was pretty good. That was a little lucky, I would say, on our Hot Hand windows, but that's not atypical. Remember, every single Flame Shock that you have out on the enemies is going to improve your chances of triggering the Hot Hand buff. So that's how the damage is going to look right there. That's how fast it is in sort of a real-world scenario with Bloodlust. And again, because I tab targeted through so many enemies, your Flame Shock damage just goes through the roof. It'll be really, really high, and then there's Fire Nova picking up its weight as well. So remember, a couple important things. Fire Nova generates Maelstrom weapon stacks now, okay? Very important to remember that. So if your wolves are about to come off cooldown, you want to wait for like 1 second. If Fire Nova's coming off cooldown and your wolves are coming off cooldown, just wait. Wait 1 second because you want to summon your wolves first and then press Fire Nova because whenever you generate a stack of Maelstrom weapon, you will cool down your wolves a little bit, right? So every Fire Nova, if it hits like 5 targets, it's going to generate 5 Maelstrom weapon stacks for you. That's 10 seconds off the cooldown of your wolves. Okay, so really, really important to make sure that you're pressing Fire Nova after the wolves are out. Now, this build doesn't benefit as much from all 3 of the wolves. If you get 2 Frost Wolves, you're definitely going to do less damage with this build than you will with the Hailstorm build, the Trinity build, because it's using Frost Shock all the time. And it's using Flame Shock and Lava Lash, and it's using Crash Lightning and Chain Lightning. It's covered all 3 of the elements. So this build can suffer a little bit on damage if you get very unlucky and you get double Frost Wolf. Just keep that in mind. But it's not really the end of the world. Don't think about it at all. Don't worry about it. Just summon your wolves on cooldown and go, 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 and you'll do lots of damage, okay? Okay, so let's talk about the single target rotation. Okay, let's jump into it. So, again, The biggest thing here is that you're going to be substituting Ice Strike in occasionally, and you will be using Frost Shock a little bit as well, assuming you don't really get any Hot Hand procs. We're looking for Hot Hand procs, and we're looking to use Elemental Blast as our spender. Okay? Here's what it's going to look like. Same opening rotation. Wolves into Prime Wave into your Lightning Bolt, and then you do want to press Fire Nova, finally, because it will generate 1 stack of Maelstrom Weapon for you, guaranteed, which is a big deal in single target encounters. Okay, so here's how it goes. Wolves, Prime Wave, Lightning Bolt. Okay, let's go. Now we're going to use Ice Strike here to generate. Okay, there's our spender, Elemental Blast. And then we are going to use Storm Strike. There's Frost Shock. Try to generate Maelstrom Weapon stacks however you can. I got a filler GCD there. That was Flame Shock. Okay, now we're going to go into our Hot Hand rotation here. There's our spender. You want to prioritize Lava Lash for sure when its Hot Hand is up because it does a lot of damage. Okay, so every other, I'm basically doing like Lava Lash. If you get a Hot Hand proc, you're going to press Lava Lash and then one other GCD. And then Lava Lash and then one other GCD. You just rotate back and forth between them. Okay, Hot Hand proc. Hot Hand, Ellie Blast. Hot Hand, Frost Shock. Oh, that was Storm Strike. Hot Hand, Primordial Wave. There, you see what I'm saying? I'm saying Hot Hand, but I mean Lava Lash. You know what I'm saying. You get it. You're just rotating back and forth between that ability and everything else. Okay? Spenders, wait for our wolves to come back here. They're almost back. Flame Shock, Lava Lash. Okay, wolves. We got a Fire Wolf. That's good. If you get one Fire Wolf, you're kind of laughing because this build is primarily about fire damage. But again, in single target, your damage profile is much more spread. You're casting lightning spells and fire spells and ice spells. We're got nothing going on right now, but for the most part, you're always pressing a button. There's always something to press. Okay, Lava Lash, Storm Strike. Lava Lash, Crash Lightning. Lava Lash, Ellie Blast. Lava Lash, Primordial Wave. See how that works? That's how it works there, okay? And then you got another Hot Hand proc. So there you go. We're getting kind of probably a little lucky at this point in terms of our Hot Hand procs there, but that's how it works. Lava Lash and Ellie Blast are going to be the top damage that you're going to be looking at right there for your single target damage, and most of it revolves around getting a Hot Hand window. But remember, a couple of key things. Ice Strike will generate 1 stack of Maelstrom Weapon for you, and Fire Nova will generate 1 stack of Maelstrom Weapon for you. Both are critical to keeping your single target DPS rotation going, okay? Very important there. So that is the single target rotation. Okay, so that, in a nutshell, that's the build. It is a simpler version of the Trinity build where you don't have to do the Builder, Spender, Frost Shock, right? You can just do Builder, Spender, and Fire Nova becomes a builder for you. It becomes a Maelstrom Weapon Stack builder, which is the new thing in Dragonflight. It's very cool that exists that way now because it never used to be that way like in Shadowlands. So this build, I would say, is ultimately much easier to play in Mythic Plus. It's much less stressful. It allows you to focus on some of your other utility that you might need for the group, like kicking, throwing down a Cap Totem, throwing down a Earthbind Totem, like whatever else you might need to do. Maybe you're going to need to purge, Wind Rush. I mean, there's just a lot of things that you can also do, and I think that sometimes, for as good as the Hailstorm build is, the Trinity build is probably the highest amount of damage that you can pump out in Mythic Plus right now. This might be the second best build, but the Trinity build demands a lot of brain power. It demands a lot of attention. You need to practice it over and over again so that you're not overcapping Maelstrom, so that you're not wasting your Frost Shock procs. There's a lot of things there that can go wrong in the details. You can kind of get lost in the weeds a little bit. So you have to be careful about that. And this build sort of simplifies everything and just says, you know what? Build with Crash Lightning and Fire Nova, basically, and then spend with Chain Lightning, and you're good to go. And do your Primordial Wave window like you're used to, and it's all going to kind of work out for you. So that's the build, guys. That's the Fire Nova build in a nutshell. That's the rotation for it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like the Fire Nova build better than the Trinity build in terms of its simplicity? Do you like just being able to pull off that simple gameplay style, or do you want the sort of the higher DPS, more brain power build of Trinity? I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.